1P-LSD is a psychedelic drug of the lysergamide class that is an analog of LSD and homolog of ALD52 and has been sold online as a designer drug. While 1P-LSD shows only 38% of the potency of LSD in mice, LSD is detected via LC-MS when 1P-LSD is incubated in human serum, meaning 1P-LSD not only acts as a prodrug of LSD, but is also directly acting serotonin receptor agonist in its own right. The chemical structure for 1P-LSD is very similar to that of LSD and produces almost identical results. It is also 100% legal. I'm 16, 5'8", 118 pounds. At 9 p.m. I took 100 UG 1P-LSD tab. So like, we've taken LSD and placed that under my tongue. At 9:20 I chewed the tab and swallowed. At 9:30 I had restless limbs. At 9:35, tingly euphoria in my legs. I realized then that the tab was active. At 9:45 the tingling is very intense, but not to the point where I don't enjoy it. At 10:05 p.m. everything's getting a lot realer. At 10:18 p.m. I have gotten used to the euphoric content feeling I feel, and I'm very able and feel very alive. At 10:27 I'm feeling intense feelings like my emotions have been amplified. At 10:50 I was feeling very, very intense feelings. At 1:28 a.m. I watched Interstellar. Although I wasn't paying 100% attention to it, moments of it seemed to have great meaning to me. Like moments where the girl explains that love is the only thing that can travel through space and time.
Maybe it means something more, something we can't yet understand. Maybe it's some evidence, some artifact of a higher dimension that we can't consciously perceive. I'm drawn across the universe to someone I haven't seen in a decade, who I know is probably dead. Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space. Maybe we should trust that, even if we can't understand it yet.
I began to think of love not only as an act of loving someone or being romantic, but almost as a form of communication.
I'm gonna find a way to tell Murph, just like I found this moment.
How, Cooper?
Love, Tars, love. It's just like Brand said. My connection with Murph, it is quantifiable. It's the key.
What are we here to do?
Find out, I tell her.
This just really resonated with me at the time. I can't fully explain how much sense it made right now, as I'm having a hard time recollecting it myself. As if my ultra heightened senses allowed me to tune into some sort of sixth sense that I otherwise wouldn't have access to in my base consciousness. I also remember the thought of everybody simultaneously having an LSD trip at the same time, and how great an impact it would have on the world. How everyone would realize how pointless war is, and how ridiculous money and the idea of countries. I thought if everyone did it, they'd realize if we have created borders and fake patriotism, which created separation and caused people to begin hating each other. 1:34 a.m. I keep making extremely big discoveries and breakthroughs, or what seem to be like life-changing realizations.
Dude, do you want to know a thing that really tripped me out? Like, it's just a theory, right? You can take it however you want it. Basically, this is how it goes. It's that, you know, God, or whatever you want to call it, was experiencing whatever there was before universe, right? And then he decided to make a universe, I guess. But then he's out here looking for another consciousness of his level. Like he's looking for a consciousness of his level because there's no one else. Right? So he's trying to make, and then think about it. And now we are experiencing himself as human beings. Like we're all one. Like we're all one thing.
But moments later become nothing but memories. 2:03 a.m. I feel like I'm just sponging stimuli. Like I am a sponge absorbing stimuli from my outside environment. Time is now meaningless to me. The only reason this did not... 5 minutes felt like forever. The only reason it didn't feel completely like eternity is because I could see the minutes counting down on my phone. I also decided to listen to a speech by Steve Jobs. This is a speech I had listened to many times while sober. In this speech, he says that there is one thing you need to learn, and when you do, it will change your life forever. And it's that this world was made by people no smarter than you are. And you can change it, influence it, and make your own things for other people to use.
When you grow up, you tend to get told the world is the way that it is. Your life is just to live your life inside the world and try not to bash into the walls too much. But that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is that everything around you that you call life was made up by people that are no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. It's to shake off this erroneous notion that life is just there and you're just going to live in it versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. And once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
This really hit me more than any other time I'd listened to it before. I really understood it, and in that moment it really did change my life. I began to cry at the overwhelming realization of his words. 2:37 a.m. I feel a great urge to live. In the moment, also the letters on my phone are becoming too autonomous to continue typing. It is now the next day, 1:27 p.m. I feel a slight afterglow. Colors are still a little enhanced. Yesterday I almost melted my brain trying to come up with new color. I came to the conclusion that nothing would be the new color, but it wouldn't be invisible. I have nothing to compare this LSD trip to, as this is my first real psychedelic experience. I found that when I smoked weed while at the peak of the trip, it grounded me, almost stopping me from soaring with my thoughts. I can honestly say this experience has changed my life. Even though I don't exactly remember the mind-blowing, life-changing discoveries I made under the influence, but they have sort of stayed with me in a way. Almost as if they're an experience in another dimension that I can't 100% bring back into this reality. Just like you can't bring third-dimensional things into a two-dimensional space. Almost like an unspoken language. I've learned a lot from this trip. Things that will make me a better person. Things that will push me in becoming everything I want. It has shaken me out of my previous self. Someone who would repeat every day, oblivious to this repetitive cycle of events
that I would relive every day. It has taught me that time is simply a unit of measurement and nothing more. It has taught me to live my life now, and that the future and the past do not exist, and all we have is right now, and all we will ever have is right now. It taught me that I'm very much unlimited, and that I'm not only a drop in the ocean, but in fact I am the entire ocean. I will no longer continue existing with the ridiculous notion that life is this thing I have to live, and not to try to bash into the walls too hard, but that I can influence it and change it, that I can make a dent in the universe.
And you love like you've always been lonely. That's alright, honey. That's alright for me. Oh, you love him with all of your body. And that's alright, honey. That's alright for me. Oh, you love him like he'll be there for